Mm.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Love it. So we are live.
We're live.
See, we are live. Yes, welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode of the Alchemy Short Video Series with a very, very sacred special. I do call you still Galactic. You are one of my Galactic
I am
buddies, you know, Galactic, Celestial, Universal, Cosmic, Aaron Gannon. I am so honored that you accepted the invitation to come live here in this super galactic fast speed interview.
Love it. It's so good to be here. It feels great. It feels great. I feel the magenta ray pouring through, actually.
I see it. I already got my goosebumps here, and you look absolutely delicious with that. And you know, you have the man, Yogananda, in the back.
Yeah, I got Yogananda.
Love him.
Yeah, Paramahansa.
Yeah.
A man with lightning speed through the spine.
Yes. Totally, totally. So let's, you talked about magenta because she's there. We have, I don't know if you know, I have 26 orchids here that I regrow.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's like a whole twice a year they grow, but there's the entire range and all the different fuchsias and the greens. And then here's one gift from Michael with that, you know, because
I love it.
Exactly, because it is that sacred, divine, feminine, the Magdalene energy that you're so tuned into as well.
And I mean, that's why I placed this here, because I would say this year, 2020 for me has been recognizing and feeling that in me. It's always been there, but it's been this embodiment and this surrender and this opening that has been, it feels good.
It feels amazing.
It feels good to just allow it. And
talk about that allowing it. What made you allow it to come in? Because there's a wisdom in there, because you're in the embodiment of the male, but the energy is available to both. But many don't allow it, and that liberation that comes when you finally allow it.
You know what? It was, for me, it was softening. It was recognizing that I can be soft and powerful at the same time. And it clicked for me physically because I practice Qigong, and the belly is this place where we hold so much, at least I was holding so much. And when I let go there, that is like this huge source that can just open up, and then it opens up.
Yes.
And
opens the heart completely.
Completely. Yeah. And it's like there's always been these undertones that I have felt, and sometimes they would be misinterpreted it would just be understood in a lower way, but there's an overtone. Yeah. And those overtones are feeling so much more embodied and bright. And yeah, it's a safe space now to be the divine feminine in a masculine form, and share that.
Exactly. And this is because there is the calling of the sacred divine feminine, whichever form you are in, whether you're even non-binary, transgender, it doesn't matter, but it is both the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, but it has to be led first by the sacred divine feminine. You got to bring that to really then embody the sacred divine masculine, because one of the things a lot of individuals mistake that the emotions for this totally different thing, because once you tap into it, you are beheld by the mighty I am within, and that's that space you're held with a presence of your higher truth that is self-sustained within the eternal flame of light. It doesn't need anything on the outside, and that's the difference. And there's a key to get there, but only the one that have gotten there, you can just be like, wow, I feel this liberation, because then there's a struggle to get there, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. And there was this really funny meme where it's these people on a roller coaster, and everyone on the roller coaster is like, Except
Yeah.
there's this one dude who's
Yeah.
just right there, straight faced.
Right.
And it's that like the collective is going through this dark night of the soul, and you
Right.
got to go through it. Like
Yeah.
there's this thing that you go through, which is really just the letting go.
Right.
And it's the softening and accepting.
Right. And that
So
softening is not, say, a lot of people, they feel if I soften, because they're moving into the horizontal field, because there is no form, they feel I'm going to be out of control. So that's what frightens them, scares them. Whereas you access the fullness, if it's not weak, it's profound. And that's what the Magdalene frequency is, so profound in her strength. And that just like the orchid, it's that, right?
yeah, totally. It's softness and power. That's been my mantra for 2020. It's the power in the softness.
Yeah.
And it feels really great.
Oh, good. That's why you look so delicious. I haven't talked to you in a while.
No, it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm feeling like there's been a lot of energy, man. It's just been so activating right now. And
you probably also feel 2020 has been like an amazing freaking year. Just like, of course, there's a lot of struggle for people, but I feel a lot of us, we're like, best freaking year ever, right?
Totally. I mean, the changes that are happening are like, yep, I was meaning to actually do that a while ago. And thank you for allowing that to like just click through. Oh, new awareness. Oh, new ability to be present.
And there's that space, we're talking about space, that space, again, back into the Magdalene energy, the magenta ray, it gives that space, and it has its own sound within that space where all your spiritual gifts from all lifetimes, all consciousness, all planes are finally accessible through that inner sound. So that there's that, like when I do the light code transmission activation, at the very end, I can access the individual's personal soul inception sound for just a minute, and it has this particular signature, and within that signature is the collective material that is designed for that person to unleash it, bring it into this plane. And this year has given, it's like so divinely perfect. If you can feel it in your heart, you really feel the divine perfection of 2020. Otherwise, it's really pure hell for majority as well that are just awakening.
Totally. Yeah. And there's this ironic balance of its grounding. I just feel more grounded in my like roots. Normally, you think red for roots.
Yes.
But for me, there's this root of magenta, and it comes through.
Yeah.
In that's been a really exciting thing to witness. And the sound for me is the ah.
Yeah.
It's the ah. It's the opening.
Yeah.
It's that connection, and that tone is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. So it's interesting. let me see. It's is it here to show it to? Give me a second. I want to show it real quick. Okay, yeah. So for example, like we talked about, there's a lot of the sound vibrations. Like for example, when I receive them at the end, they typically always, like for example, this was one of the clients, her sound at the end was Rutaya. But there's a lot of ah at it ends. And at the very end, when I see it in its movement, in this golden liquid light, and I draw it into this plane, it always goes that. Like, for example, this one, if the sound is like this, we're literally drawing the sound. For example, this one goes, let me see if I can sound it. Usually and it's such a different octave and I can draw it in, but let's see. So like this one is, so I then teach them afterwards how to create the sound and to ground the frequency into them, because it's their own soul inception sound. Like it's yours, you know, but that artist said that's what's happening. The ones that are tapping into this, they're grounding it so it comes into Earth's grids. And so it's like so exciting when I talk to you, because we can speak in that.
I feel it in my body. I feel it. I feel that it is like when I'm when I'm like standing now, if I bend my knees and I just feel myself getting in, you know, in my lower body,
right,
and it just pulls through.
Totally.
It's not this restriction. It's not six-pack abs.
No, not at all.
It is just this softness, and it's freaking powerful. It's like
you're about to live, because you know we're getting used to slowly levitating, right? You know, and Qigong is gonna be like on the air.
Totally.
You know it. So
I know.
In this next few minutes, we spoke about Qigong, but get into it. Just tell us now, like you have your videos, like tell us more about like your service. Like what are you called to? Especially, I know Qigong is one of them, and the sound is a huge part of yours. So tell us,
I think
and how people can find you.
Yeah. So anyone can find me. My name's Aaron Gannon, and you can go to my website, which is aarongannon.com. But really, it's the breath. The breath for me, it goes to the Qigong. It goes to the sacred sound that I do. It's really the breath. So what I found is breathing is believing. You know, it's allowing, it's softening, it's not restricting. And if you allow the breath to move through you, to breathe you, oh my gosh, I will never forget the first time I consciously breathed in Indonesia in 2015.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've consciously breathed in prayer before, but this was like another level of embodied breath. Feeling the light come in, and whoa, it blew my socks off. And so that basically is what I'm really being called to do, because you know I love Qigong so much, because it really is, it's a superpower for your light body. I mean, it's the best way for me to charge up. It's the practice that I found. There's so many other practices out there that you can find. earthskyschedule.com is actually, I'm the founder of it, and there's a lot of other wonderful galactic teachers that are sharing whatever practice you might want to find. But the people that are practicing Qigong, we want to breathe. So breath work, breathing into the Dantian, which is that, you know, this is that grand central station of Qi. Breathe here and it goes everywhere else. And the prana is super intelligent, so it's going to do the work it needs to do. And then when you sing, you know, which is another service that I offer, but the singing is the breathing. And if we extend the exhale, you know, the main point, if anyone wants to take away one thing from this, if you extend that exhale, you are kissing the back of your spine. It's where that polyvagal nerve is, that it wakes up that parasympathetic system, slows the heart down. And that, if you get into that space, that heart rate variability, resonance is another way of calling it. You can find breath segments on YouTube to practice just extending that exhale. Oh, you
liberating.
You'll enter that meditation that, you know, the 20-year monks were doing, and you'll do it in a few breaths. Because we have the science now, and that's actually why I have Yogananda here, because he's one of the original human scientists who knew, the spiritual scientists who knew about the power of the breath.
Yes, absolutely.
The Qigong of the spine, essentially.
So, and you do that video, I know you do that a lot on Facebook, so people can also join in whenever you do it live, right? Or do you have scheduled times for it?
Yeah, scheduled times. You go to, it's usually 9 a.m. Pacific, so 12 noon Eastern. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is the Qigong class. And then we can do private stuff. And I encourage everyone to check out earthskyschedule.com.
Definitely. That's on the schedule. That's on the thing. And I'll put it on the YouTube video as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and you also do, just for a second, you also have the monochord, right? Where you use the monochord.
I got this because I know you love this. I'll never forget Los Angeles, the
oh my God.
Michael. And it was just like a galactic. We were Nicholas, I think, but weren't we, Nick Ashba? So this is a magical instrument because it's called a monochord. It was invented by Pythagoras.
Yes.
And it is such a wonderful.
You have a minute. Go for it. You have a minute.
Just find a tone that feels right to you.
Gannon, everyone. So I'm going to post this here, and thank you so much, my dear Aaron, for making this available. I'm just I always feel so giddy to be able to share this space with people I just love so much, my soul family, who are doing incredible service to humanity through their expression. And I value you, I appreciate you, I love you, and I thank you so much for this time, for our audience, and just everybody check out Aaron, get in touch with him. All that information is there. And thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. You are a light. You are an embodiment of the divine feminine, which when we first met, it was that overtone that I heard, that I felt, and I feel it, and it's a part of me every day. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. My goddess recognizes the goddess in you.
Yes. I feel it, sister.
Yeah. So much love. Bye, everyone. Thank you.